Hello and welcome to Talkin Latin America. I'm Cao Chufeng with the China-LAC Forum just around the corner here in Beijing. Today we are going to dive into a topic that's a little bit more personal, the China stories of young people from Latin America. And joining me in the studio here, we have two amazing guests from Latin American countries. First of all, we have from Mexico, Albert Montufa,
Yes.
who works as a global business development manager here in China. And we also have from Brazil, Gamir Palagino. He is a reporter and host from Brazil 247. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. I know both of you are currently living in China. Albert, more than 7 years already.
Yes, already more than 7 years. Yeah.
And Palagino, about less than 1 year,
Yes.
right? Let's go back to the beginning. What made you decide to come to China in the first place?
Well, from my point of view, what made me come to China was media cooperation, because the Chinese government has a very interesting project that it invites people, journalists from all over the world to be here in China to spend a few months here. And I did it last year. They invited me to be here again this year. And my media is a very strong partners with the Chinese embassy in Brazil. They did the invitation and I didn't spend 1 second thinking of it. I was just like, yeah, I will totally do it. And then I came here to China and I'm amazed by it.
Yeah, Albert?
I think for me it was more like a business decision. At that time, the first time I came to China, many Chinese companies were expanding overseas. And I found that very interesting, so I came here to understand that, to study it, yes.
Once you've arrived in China, was China like what you've imagined back home?
For me, it was way different. I knew at that time that China was already a developed country, but once I was here, I was amazed by the development in so many domains. For example, transportation with the high-speed train, also how the society is organized, like the Xiaoqiu, the small communities. And also for me, it was very interesting to see the factories working, you know, like for me was being able to see face to face how efficient and fast is the manufacturing process in China.
How about Pala?
Okay.
Was China different?
I think it's very interesting to hear his answer, because he came here 7 years ago, and I think the image that China had in our countries was different than the image that I've already had like last year.
Oh.
For example, I've already known that China was very modern, very developed, but I did not know about other aspects of China. For example, when I came here, I realized that it's super safe to walk in the streets, and that's a very common thing for everyone that comes here to say. For example, my journalist colleagues that are here with me in my program, they also are amazed by it. Like, we can go out at night to work or to go to restaurants, meeting at different places, and we don't have any concerns. We can just walk freely in the streets. And also the food was a very important thing when we were in our countries. Everyone was a bit afraid if we could survive here in China with the different food. We didn't know what the Chinese people are used to eat. So it's very different from what we thought. Chinese food is excellent. The restaurants are very cheap. The price is so good. And it's also a bit similar to what we eat in our countries. Like, we can eat rice, we can eat soup, we can eat noodles, meat and chicken and pork. There's everything here. You can't just summarize Chinese food in one kind of food, because every province has its own food.
Do you love Chinese food now?
Yeah, I do. Just today I was having chow fun for lunch. I bought it online. Actually, I did a takeaway order, and it's so convenient and so good.
That's good to hear. Albert, you've been here more than 7 years. Do you think China has changed anyway in your eyes?
It has, yes, of course. Like, it has changed in so many ways. Like, for me, I think like the life has been more convenient.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like even though the first time I arrived, it was already convenient. Now it's even more convenient. You know, like I would say, like the Chinese government is very worried about making the people's daily life more convenient, and everything is easy to buy. You know, you have the e-commerce platforms, you can buy anything. You have like the Waimai, you can buy any kind of food, as you were mentioning. You can travel anywhere. You know, as I was mentioning, transportation lines, routes, they're super efficient, convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. Why my food delivery?
Yes.
I can't live without food delivery because I often don't cook. Do you cook? Do you guys cook?
I cook.
Okay, then food delivery isn't that important for you then.
No, but it is.
I mean, it's one small part of our life, but it's so convenient because in Mexico you have, of course, food delivery, but it's not as efficient as in China. You're right.
Yeah, you can have food within 30 minutes.
Yes, or even 1 minute sometimes, you know.
And also super cheap. And something that really is interesting for us, it's that usually not in every place, but in some places here in China, you can order food and just ask for the delivery guy to drop the food nearby your house, and no one will take it, and you just go there.
That's right. Your food is safe.
Exactly.
I know both of you traveled a lot around China, explored a little bit, and you've also brought some souvenirs with you today. Albert, what do you have?
Okay, the first souvenir is this amazing hat from Xizang. I will wear it. This one.
That's southwestern part of China.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a very nice hat, and it was the first time I went to Xizang. My mother came from Mexico because she also wanted to go to Xizang, and it's an amazing place. Like we also took some pictures, by the way.
Oh, pictures! Talking about pictures, I actually got your pictures here. Is this the one?
Yeah, that one. That is me in front of Patala Palace, and that picture is amazing because you can see the splendid appearance of the palace. It's so beautiful.
And you're wearing the exact same hat.
Yeah, it's the same hat. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And here's another one. This one.
Yes, that picture is with my mother, and she was so happy because one of her life dreams was to come to China, to go to Xizang, and to know more about Chinese culture. Yeah.
Wow. So she flew all the way from Mexico.
Yes, it's a 17 hours flight. It's
17 hours flight.
Yes.
Just to visit Xizang.
Just to visit Xizang.
And also to take a look at you.
I think maybe it was more important to visit Xizang. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. And Pala, what do you have for us?
Yes, I actually have lots of souvenirs because everywhere I go in China, I like to buy different souvenirs, and I already bought last year, and some of them are in Brazil, but this one, for example, is a bag, a panda bag that I bought in Chengdu, because Chengdu is the land of the pandas, and they are playing mahjong.
Oh, so cute. This one is so cute. I want to steal that.
Yeah, a very traditional game. And I learned with the Chengdu friend that the pandas have to stick these papers in their heads when they lose a round of cards. That Chinese people do this when they're playing card games or mahjong.
So all 4 of these pandas have lost at least once.
Exactly. It's a very balanced game. And also in Chengdu, I bought this t-shirt, panda t-shirt.
Another panda. Wow.
Yeah. Pandas are very good soft power for China. Everyone in Brazil loves pandas. And also, I bought this t-shirt when I visited the Shaolin Temple in my trip to Henan province.
Central part of China.
Yes, exactly. It's a very historical province. I've also been to Luoyang there, where the Xia dynasty began, and also lots of other dynasties in China emerged. And I also bought this magnet there in Luoyang. I bought lots of magnets. I have like 6 here with me in China and some others in Brazil that I gave as presents.
Show us all 6.
Yeah. Here, for example, this one is from Chengdu.
Panda again.
It also has the panda. I really love Chengdu. It's one of my favorite cities here in China. People are so elegant and so relaxed. I love the shoe culture. I've been to the Chengdu Museum, and I learned about the Ba shoe culture, which is from Chongqing and Chengdu. People are very warm, very relaxed. And this one is from Chongqing, also a very special trip.
Can you eat the food in Chongqing and Chengdu?
Yes, I've eaten hot pot both in Chengdu and in Chongqing.
Really?
It's super spicy.
Super spicy.
And already, also, it was Brazilian meat in the Chongqing hot pot. Yes, they showed me, we cook Brazilian meat here. And this is Chongqing. It has the train that's so popular, the Lijibai station, where everyone goes to see the train that is in the building. And also, let me see, I have lots of magnets. And for example, this other is not a magnet, but it's a Confucius miniature. Yeah, exactly. We visited Shandong province, Chufu, and there's the ancient residence of the Confucius family. And let me see if I can find another magnet to show you. Another one from Chengdu. I bought 2 magnets from Chengdu. And let me see, I have one here that is from Hainan province. Here, this is from the Confucius ancient residence. And this one is from Hainan province. That was a very special trip because I before going to Hainan, I did not know the existence of Hainan province and also the importance that Chinese government is now putting to Hainan province to develop a free trade port zone there.
That's right.
And it has beach. So it's a very good
tropical
place. Yeah,
province.
tropical province. The food there is awesome. Wenchang chicken, so popular here in China, is awesome. So I really wanted to buy a Hainan magnet to have that memory of that trip.
I got some pictures of you as well. So let's see this. This one. What were you doing?
I'm training Kung Fu at the Shaolin Temple with a master. He's a very known master here in China.
This one.
Yes.
And also another one here. This one.
Yes, it's in the same place. They gave us the freedom after the practice to try to use the weapons and
that's a big knife.
yes, exactly.
Sword,
but
right?
it's not an actual sword. It's just for figuration. But it was very funny because they invited our group to do like a 20-minute exercise and learn the basic movements of Kung Fu and also learning a bit of the history and the tradition that's behind it. And it's so important. Kung Fu is not just for fight, but it's also a philosophy. It's also a way for you to connect with your own self. So it was a very special moment in China to visit that temple, which is known worldwide.
Did you find Chinese Kung Fu hard?
Yes, for everyone, we had just the super basic movements, and everyone was, no, we can't. You have really to practice.
But 20 minutes makes everything more fun. If you have to learn for 20 years, then that's another story.
Exactly.
And now it's my turn, because I've also brought something from your home countries. Now these are Mexican
those are aguacates.
Avocado, yes.
Yeah.
And these ones are Brazilian nuts from Brazil.
Whoa.
Try some.
Let me see.
Okay.
Do you want to try some?
Yes,
as well?
of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna try one as well.
That's so cool.
Very nice.
I have to admit, this is the first time I've ever tried Brazilian nuts. I've never tried it before. It tastes a little like peanuts, right?
Yes, exactly.
Do they taste just the way they do back home?
Yes. There's no much difference from the one that I used to eat in Brazil. And it's so good, so light.
And also, I imagine very nutritious, right?
Yeah, this was imported from Brazil. And I actually bought both of these online. And I just typed in Brazil and Mexico on an e-commerce platform, e-commerce app, and these two products just popped up. Do you guys shop online as well?
A lot.
A lot.
Yes, and avocados are very famous right now in Beijing and also in other cities because there are so many Latin American restaurants. You have Mexican restaurants, Brazilian restaurants, restaurants from Chile, and one of the main ingredients is actually avocado. So I think this is something very, very interesting. Yeah.
Do you shop online?
A lot.
Like for what kind of products?
For example, I'm used to buy electronic products online here in China because they're very cheap, and I've already bought like a laptop. I've already bought microphone, things for my work. Also, I bought electric guitar just to see if it works because it was super cheap. Like for example, if I were to buy one of those in Brazil, it would be around 1,500 yuan, and I bought one kit here in China that it's 500 yuan, and it comes with the electric guitar and amp, so the speaker. So it's awesome, and I buy things every day, and not just those kind of things like electronics, but also food. I use Meituan, the Chinese platforms, and everything. Like you can live inside your own bedroom if you want to live in China, and you will have everything.
You don't have to go out your door.
Exactly.
You don't have to step out your door.
Exactly.
Albert, I know you actually worked for a
Yes.
major e-commerce platform. So from your perspective, how would you rate the current status of China's e-commerce industry?
Well, the Chinese e-commerce industry is actually driving the global e-commerce industry. Like Chinese platforms are the best ones nowadays. They are even beating Western e-commerce platforms. And this is very obvious, especially in Latin America. Right now, companies such as Temu, Shein, of course, Alibaba, they are winning a lot of market share because they are providing good products at a very competitive price with amazing logistics and also providing other benefits to the consumers. So this is like a winning formula for Chinese e-commerce companies all around the world. Yeah.
What's the winning formula?
I think the winning formula is providing a good product with, you have of course different qualities. You have
Yes.
like very good quality or like good enough quality that consumer can choose, and then providing a good price, competitive price. But most importantly, I think it's like the delivery time is also very important,
Yes.
Yes.
and also that you have a lot of variety of products. So you have many products that from many categories, and that for the consumer is very important.
Do you shop online yourself?
Yes, of course, I buy everything online. You know, like-
Everything, including tissue and toothpaste?
Yes, everything. I think it's
Me
like,
too.
and you know, nowadays you have so many promotions, so you can buy like a huge quantity at a lower price. So it's very, very convenient.
Besides online shopping apps, do you use other Chinese apps regularly?
Didi every day. Yes.
For example, I'm using a lot of WeChat. I started using Weibo because I'm a journalist and I know that major discussions also occur on Weibo, and it's very good. It is now more friendly to foreign people because it has translation options. And also, when I went to Chengdu and Chongqing, we did that visit by ourselves. So it was me and other three friends, and we used an app called Ctrip. And
yeah.
and we bought like the train tickets and we booked the hotels, everything on that app. It's like a dolphin.
Yeah, I know which one.
And we were amazed because we could do everything in that app, and it showed like it texted us, oh, you have the trip tomorrow. It kept warning us, and while we were on the train, it were following us on the train, like, oh, you're in this station. The next station has a 7-minute stop. So it was super convenient, and I don't know, everything in China is convenient. He was talking about the transportation. It's so amazing. You have like one app. You can use the subway in Beijing, in Shanghai, in Chengdu, in Chongqing, every city. So it's awesome. I also use Alipay and WeChat for paying for everything on daily basis. So yeah, I'm more and more integrated to the Chinese ecosystem of apps.
That's right. Besides Didi, Albert, do you use any social media platforms in China?
I use normally Xiaohongshu or
Oh, I'm a
Douyin.
big fan.
Yes, I think it's not only for social, activities. Also could be also like a news platform, right?
Yes.
So you can be updated regarding many things, not only in China but overseas. So there are like two good platforms to use every day. Yeah.
Before you two arrived in China, did you use any Chinese apps?
Yes, in Brazil, everyone is fascinated by TikTok and also Kuaishou. It's very funny because Chinese people are always surprised when I say that, but Kuaishou is a very huge trend in Brazil. Lots of people use it. Lots of people like to do comedy sketches and also those web dramas, those short video web dramas.
Oh, yeah.
They're popular in Brazil.
Yes.
And it's funny.
Do they have the similar kind of storylines? Because in China, these web dramas normally are modern fairy tale stories.
Yes.
How a rich man fell in love with
Exactly.
a beautiful woman, and especially female netizens, they're obsessed with these kind of dramas.
Yes.
So in your home countries, do they watch these kind of short dramas as well?
Well, Mexico is famous for the novelas, which is like a drama, and then young people in Mexico that they also like novelas, and they have the opportunity to see like short novelas, as you were mentioning in this platform, in TikTok and Kuaishou.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And in Brazil?
Yes, just the same. Actually, the Mexican novelas are super famous in Brazil as well. And the new web dramas that are on those platforms like TikTok and Kuaishou are very similar. It's also, as you mentioned, like romantic stories and I don't know, also a bit adapted to our realities, but the essence is kind of just the same. I've seen a few here in Chinese apps, and it's very similar. I'm surprised how similar are those.
That is actually another winning formula for Chinese business, is using Chinese business model but localizing the
Yes.
content. So you are using content that is attractive for Mexican consumers, Brazilian consumers, but you are using a Chinese way of communicating, right?
Yes.
And this is something new, so it's very attractive.
When you say that, you mean in e-commerce business, Chinese companies are doing the same as well?
Yes.
They're localizing.
So I can give you like 3 examples. You have e-commerce, you have Temu and Shein. They are implementing a new business model in e-commerce, and actually getting market share from other big companies such as Amazon. Then you have in social media, as he was mentioning, like TikTok, Kwai, implementing a new business model and also attracting many consumers. And this is happening in so many industries. So China is, based on my experience, creating new ways of doing things, which are actually working very, very, very well.
So the essence is still the same then, I think, like, the
Like
business model is the same, but we can, make some small changes based on different culture.
I would say like the business model is different, but the target market is the same, and you are just localizing the content.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a new way of doing things.
So for the dramas, were they played by Brazilians?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's everything made by Brazilians. The script, the acting, and the stories are just the same. Like they use dramatic songs, and it's kind of I don't know, old-fashioned, but it also works a lot, and it's. I think it's very funny personally. And it was very surprising to me because I did not know that Chinese people were also into that. But when I take subways, I see lots of Chinese people on TikTok, on Douyin here, and they're seeing the exact same stuff that we see in Brazil. And I was like, oh, people are just the same everywhere.
Yeah, that's right. But back home, do they watch any short videos that's made by Chinese bloggers or etc. Chinese content videos?
I think like in Mexico, because Mexican consumers are also getting more in touch with Chinese companies and platforms. They are actually, yes, like more and more people are interested. For example, you know that maybe 2-3 months ago, many people went to Xiaohongshu platform.
That's
and
right.
then you have so many Western influencers getting in contact with people from China, exchanging the culture, So that's a very, very nice thing, yeah.
So do you guys use Red Note as well? Not that much.
Sometimes I use it, yes.
Really? Really? It's actually mainly they target females, right? Yeah.
I still haven't downloaded it, but all of my friends here that live in China for some time, they always use Xiaohongshu for everything. So, we're visiting Chengdu. What can we do today? Oh, there's going to be an art exhibition. How did you know that? Oh, on Xiaohongshu. So they always use it for recommendations of products, of places, of exhibitions. It's very convenient. I will download it.
Do you think, with the gaining popularity of Chinese apps and content in Latin American countries, we can attract more Latin American travelers to China?
Yes, I mean, I can give you an example. Didi is even, in some Latin American countries, Didi is more important than Uber.
Oh.
So, and Didi is one of the largest employers in Latin America because they employ so many people locally, so many drivers. Not only for the car, also like delivery food. So people are getting, as I was mentioning, people like Chinese apps. Yeah.
Okay. But they like Chinese apps, they like some of the Chinese contents, I mean, short videos, etc. Do you think, in a way, after they watched it, they used it, they will come to China, maybe, doing some China travel and experience China themselves?
I totally think so. I think actually that's a very underrated way that, I don't know, everyone was treating China in past years, like decades, because we weren't familiar with Chinese culture. And right now with the internet and social media apps, everyone gets to see like Chinese content creators. They are doing short videos, funny short videos, and also showing the modern cities. Because when you thought of China in a few years back in time, you would only think of Shanghai and Beijing. But right now, other cities like Chongqing are trending, Shenzhen are trending, and also Chengdu right now, people in Western countries.
You're a Chengdu lover.
Yeah, I'm Chengdu lover, but it's. I think this is something amazing about China. Lots of unknown cities to us are huge, are beautiful, like Xi'an. It's an amazing city. So I think that's a bridge that is being built. That it surely will attract more people here. To when people see the creation, that content being created in Chinese cities and about Chinese curiosities and Chinese history, they will have the interest to come here because, well, why wouldn't I want to visit a city where a train goes through a building? Like, I would totally want to go there.
And also adding to that, each region and province in China has a different culture, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
that's right. So the next question is, because each region has its own vibe, which are your favorite cities and what local culture impressed you the most?
I think for me was Zhejiang.
Zhejiang, why?
Zhejiang province is very interesting because you have many Zhejiang province. I mean, Zhejiang people, they're super business mind. So any meeting and every conversation will be related to business.
Yes.
And I found that very attractive because the place where I come from in Mexico is called Veracruz. All the people are also very business mind. So I see like a very big similarity with them. And also Zhejiang province, you know, you have Yiwu, you have Lishui, there are all other small cities, and then you can meet directly with the bosses from the factories. They invite you to have tea, they invite you to have lunch, and then at the same time you are building a friendship, you're also talking about business. And I think that is a great way of understanding a different culture and understanding a different country, yes.
You said people in your hometown are business-minded as well, and people in Zhejiang are business-minded as well. Do they do business in the same way?
We actually do business in the same way.
Really?
In the sense that we like to first meet the person. In Mexico, we don't have tea. We will have a coffee. But in Zhejiang province, you have tea. But you will invite them to your office to meet your team. And I think that's the ways that is the same. But of course, the culture is different. Yes.
Yeah. How about you?
Well,
favorite cities,
I think
favorite local culture.
It's no surprise at all that I am in love with the Chengdu culture. Not just the Chengdu culture. I think the southern part of China is awesome. I visited in the southern part, Guangdong province, also Hainan province. But I really loved visiting that region that is Chengdu and Chongqing. I know that Chongqing was once part of Sichuan province, but now it's autonomous municipality. But I really like that because right before I came to Chengdu, I've already had friends that were from Sichuan province, and they are different. Like their lifestyle is different. They are more happy, more relaxed, and I think it's similar to Brazil. Like I feel like I'm at home when I'm there, and also the weather. When I went to Chengdu, it's hot. People on the streets are wearing shorts and tennis. Like they dress in a very elegant way, and also I started learning a bit of the culture, like the shoe culture, the bashu culture, and it's fascinating. Also because they have their own accent, the words in their own style, and the food. It's known in the whole China, the spicy food. I don't know. It's so authentic. It's like They have their own personality. That is. I really like that.
Did you learn how to play mahjong a little bit?
No, they try to teach me, but it's so difficult.
It is difficult. I don't know how to play mahjong as well. Do you know?
I know a little bit, yes.
Really? Is it because you are a businessman?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It has that mathematics brain.
That's right.
But going to that point, like he just mentioned, like if you want to have a relaxed lifestyle, Chengdu. If you want to have like a business-oriented lifestyle, Zhejiang. If you want to have like a more international, Shanghai. So there are so many lifestyles you can live in China.
That's right. China is very diverse.
Exactly.
One final question. Looking ahead, what are your hopes for the future of China-Latin America relations, both economically and culturally? Albert?
I think like we are in the very right path. I'm sure that China and Latin America, especially with countries such as Brazil and Mexico, we're going to closer and closer. And especially because people like us, right? Like we are kind of the spearhead of this new relationship development between China and Latin America. So I can tell you, based on my experience, that things are going to get better. Yeah.
Pala?
I 100% agree. I think this next event that's going to happen, the China-LAC summit, is also going to be very important because lots of presidents from Latin America regions will be here. And to me, I've already noticed that interest about China is growing a lot in my country, in Brazil, and I think in Mexico as well, other Latin American countries, because before we only knew what the big media wanted us to know about China, but now with internet and with people like journalists coming here to show how it is to actually live in China, and as I said, how safe is here, and also how many beautiful cities, as he mentioned, is every province has its own history, its own food, its own personality. So it's fascinating, and I really think people are looking at China with different eyes. than before. And I only see that growing in the future because China is also opening up to the world with the visa policies and
That's
stuff.
right.
So that's
That's
very
right.
important.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories, your hopes, and your memories. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching Talking Latin America. See you next time.